Hello everyone, welcome back. If you have not been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. I'm getting on a new author kick. I say new author, I've read one other book by her before and it's Catherine Ryan Howard. The book I have just finished, literally this morning while I was waiting for the kitchen people to call me back because I'm talking about my kitchen design at the moment. It's 56 Days. That is your front cover. The other book that I read by her was Runtime. I enjoyed Runtime. It was like a movie within a book type situation was Runtime, and I really enjoyed that. So, I heard somebody talking about The Nothing Man, and then in my search for The Nothing Man, this one came up, which is 56 Days, but I've also got The Liar's Girl on here, so I might have to reserve that. I did notice that this seems to be in the same universe as The Nothing Man, because there is a reference to The Nothing Man in this, and at first it was like, oh my god, have I just gotten a spoiler, and then I realised when reading the blurb for The Nothing Man that it actually wasn't as bad, because you do actually find out the name of The Nothing Man in the blurb to The Nothing Man, and this one makes reference to The Nothing Man's name, but it does imply that 56 Days happens after The Nothing Man. I have no idea what order anything is released. So, blurb time. No one even knew they were together. Now one of them is dead. 56 days ago, Kira and Oliver meet in a supermarket queue in Dublin and start dating the same week COVID-19 reaches Irish shores. 35 days ago, when lockdown threatens to keep them apart, Oliver suggests they move in together. Kira sees a unique opportunity for a relationship to flourish without the scrutiny of family and friends. Oliver sees a chance to hide who and what he really is. Today, detectives arrive at Oliver's apartment to discover a decomposing body inside. Can they determine what really happened, or has lockdown created an opportunity for someone to commit the perfect crime? So it's 230 pages in contemporary fiction and crime and thriller, target audience adults. This is one of those books where just when you think you know what's going on, it throws another twist on you and you realise that you've been following the thread completely wrong. I did have my theories as I was going through, and as things came out, it's like, oh, I think I've gone down the right fork here, like I'm on the right path, I know exactly where this is going. And then suddenly you're just like, oh my god, I got this backwards. I got this completely wrong. I love it when you have a twist that just completely thrown on you like that. But yeah, I know not everybody's a big fan of books about COVID, but I've now read a couple of books that I've set within during that time, and I find it really clever to do a mystery like this set in COVID, because there was another book that I read that was kind of similar, where it led to the idea that somebody might be able to get away with something because the events happened at a point when everything was shutting down. Oh, what was the name of the other book? It was about a woman who was living double lives, I remember that. And the person who found out managed to make her disappear. And then you realise by the end of it that the person might actually get away with it because of COVID. And when I got to the end of that book, I was just like, oh, that is just so clever. And with this, the fact that you've got two people who meet just as COVID is happening, and they use COVID to get to know each other. And Oliver is, to be fair, it's a story about two people hiding who they really are. And so it does mean there's elements of repetitiveness in this, which some people might find annoying. I found it a really, really clever device, actually, because there were points when you see the same scene happening, but you're looking at the other person's point of view. It does mean that Catherine Ryan Howard would really have to plot out exactly what was happening in that scene and the dialogue and everything to make sure everything completely makes sense. But yeah, I mean, this mainly talks about Oliver hiding who he is, but as you read through you realise that Kira is hiding something as well. I think it's Kira, it's Ciara. I have seen it pronounced as Kiara and Ciara before, but I think Irish means pronunciation Kira. If anybody can correct me on that, please let me know, but I'm pretty sure in Irish it's pronounced Kira. So you have the three timelines happening all the way through. So at the beginning you find out that there's a dead body inside this apartment, and somebody else has called it in because of the smell, and they find out that the dead body has been there for a couple of weeks. Then you also go between 56 days ago and 35 days ago. And it alternates between all three of those all the way through the book. So there's a point when it goes 56 days ago, 35 days ago, and then just when you think you know what's going on, it goes back to 56 days ago and Kira's point of view. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really, really clever use of setting something during COVID, because I feel like it's an interesting time to set a mystery in, especially because you've got these two people who are using lockdown as a way to get to know each other. There's also the fact that Oliver is living in this apartment through work and nobody's supposed to know that Kira's there. But then there's also the fact that somebody else in the complex is also connected to work. The place that he works for has got 2 apartments in this kind of complex for people who work for them. And so Oliver doesn't actually know who is in the other apartment. But there's a point when Kira is out on their little balcony and she spots someone across the courtyard, and Oliver thinks that it might be something to do with, because he doesn't know which apartment, what number apartment the other person is in, whether there's actually anybody in it, kind of thing. And so after that, Oliver says, I don't think it's a bad idea to us to actually use the balcony anymore, just in case anybody sees you. Kira being in the apartment is a secret to most people. Even her own family don't actually know that she's living with him. So yeah, I'm trying to be very careful on what I share about this book, because as I said, it's multiple twisty turns to get you through it. But yeah, just the tagline is locked down together, counting down to murder. It is, because from the 56 days to the 35 days ago to today, because they find out that I think is it 2 weeks that the dead body has been in there before it's found. But yeah, so Oliver's trying to hide who he is. It's very clear through Oliver's chapters that he has a secret. But then there's also, it's very subtly hinted that Kira's got a secret, but I picked up on it quite quickly. There was just something in Kira's chapters where it was just like, something doesn't quite add up. It feels like there is something being held back. And so as more stuff comes out about Kira, and I was just trying to add it up, and then there comes a point when another twist happens in regards to who Kira is. And I think I read that bit about 10 times. It was just like, wait, what did I just read? Because it's almost throwaway. It's one little comment that just makes you realise that you've gotten it completely wrong. So I was just like, hang on a second, did that just say what I thought it did? I read the page again, it was just like, no, that says what it said again. And then I read it again, and then I read it again, and it was just like, oh my god, my brain has just exploded. Realising how wrong I got it. I loved it so much. Yeah, Catherine Ryan Howard, 56 Days. I'm being carefully quiet. This does say it comes from the #1 bestseller of The Nothing Man, so it's obvious that this does happen after the events of Nothing Man, which makes sense considering the reference to The Nothing Man. The more I say The Nothing Man, I'm there thinking, The Muffin Man! The Muffin Man! But it's the Nothing Man. It was longlisted for the Dublin Literary Award in 2023. I just really, really enjoyed this book. It was right up my alley with the mystery, the murder mystery, the thriller-esque side of it. This would be a fantastic movie, I think. Oh, I have no idea who I'd want to play who. But it's weird how it kind of tugs on your heartstrings a little bit, because you're looking at this relationship and you're seeing them together and you're just like, Oliver's obviously trying to step out of his past, and you're just there thinking, is he able to do that? And also, I have so many questions, because I feel like there's a bit of a cliffhanger to it, because the big showdown happens. You can't completely trust what's going on. I'll just say there's drugs involved, I'll just say that. And so I was just there thinking, is everything that's just come out, is that true? Or was a hallucination involved? I don't trust what I read. Mainly because of how many twists were in there. But I feel like there could kind of be a sequel to this, in a way. Like, can I take what happened at the end of this book at face value? But my brain is going through all the possibilities of the story that was told. Was this a put me out of my misery moment? I'll let you understand that when you read the book. But yeah, that's what it feels like. having read it, just thinking, was this a moment of honesty, or was it, I just can't live with myself anymore? Ugh. I'm going to be thinking about this one for a while. It's like, I want to say things, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil this book for other people who would enjoy it. But yeah, if you're like me, you like a good murder mystery, you're not offended at the idea of a story taking place during COVID and lockdown. Because actually, I just think it's been done really well, and I think it's an excellent time to actually set a mystery because people weren't allowed out.
Editing Debbie just popping on just to clarify something, because I'm not sure completely how that would have been taken by some people. And what I mean is that I think COVID and lockdown lends itself to kind of a locked room mystery in a way, because people weren't allowed out. That is what I mean about the clever use of setting something like a mystery in COVID, and the fact that the books that I have read have also alluded to the fact that people may get away with things because of limited resources during lockdown. I just found it a very interesting time to set a murder mystery because of what the world was going through.
And as I said, the other book that I read that used it as a plot point also did it quite well. For me, this is a 5 out of 5 if I gave stars. I saw absolutely nothing wrong with this book. No, there was nothing niggling at me or anything like that. Harry, they'll be back soon. Hey boy, did you want snuggles again? This cat has been permanently attached to me for a couple of days. I think he knows that I've been well. You coming up? Sure, here you see his tail. Say hello to everybody. But no, he wouldn't leave me alone last night. He was very, very cuddly last night with me. You're just sweet. When I woke up he woke me up at about 7. And I was like, do you want to get under the covers? And he was like, no, I'm just going to sit on your chest and make you feel like you can't breathe. And then I went back to sleep again. And then I've had cuddles on the sofa downstairs. And now he's back for more cuddles. This is a cat that's not particularly cuddly, so I think he just knows I haven't been well, and so he's been looking after his sis. I am going to have to get up in a minute though, because I need to turn this off, because I'm wrapping up, boy. She's so cute. But yeah, I love this book. I thought it was so good, and the second I finished this, I then started the first chapter of The Nothing Man, and The Nothing Man looks like it's kind of like a book within a book type situation, so I kind of like that trope. I realised I actually quite like the book within a book thing. It was mainly Magpie Murders, the Anthony Horowitz books, that made me realise just how much I actually quite like that. Let me know if you like the book within a book concept, because that looks like what it's going to be for my next one, The Nothing Man. I will say I am halfway through I Loved You in Another Life by David Arnold. I'm halfway through it and it's got 4 hours and 15 minutes left. So really, if I decided to listen to it today, I could finish that. So I've got The Nothing Man, which I've just started. I've also got Three Women by Lisa Taddeo. I've got the final Mad Adam book, which is called Mad Adam by Margaret Atwood. And then in my reserves, I've got The Life Impossible by Matt Haig and The Liar's Girl by Catherine Ryan Howard. So yeah, on a bit of a Catherine Ryan Howard kick, and I'm very much enjoying it. Can you see him? No, he's just out of frame. There we go. But yeah, so very much enjoyed this one. If you do like a good murder mystery, if you've liked other Catherine Ryan Howard books, I think you'll enjoy this. It says claustrophobic and a twisty thriller. Yeah, that adds up. So 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard. There you go. I just realised I am matching. My jumper kind of matches the front cover there a little bit. Oh, get that at the right angle so you can actually see it, because I'm wearing red. Amazingly, my friend Jenny found a shade of red that doesn't make me look like a complete tomato, because I have very red undertones to my skin, which means that certain shades of red just look wrong on me. But this hoodie was given to me by my friend Jenny for my 21st birthday, and I'm turning 36 this week. And it says Sing Loud, Sing Proud on the front, and on the back it says Debbie 21. So I'll never forget that this was my 21st birthday present. Are you going? Yep, I'm being left. Oh, you got muddy paw prints, boy! Ugh. Have fun, boy. But yeah, very much enjoyed it. off to read more Catherine Ryan Howard, very much enjoying her books at the moment. But yes, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time with another video. Stay safe, everybody. I love you all. Goodbye. Mwah.